For students across Green Country, it's back to class. Copan went back yesterday, and today it's McAllister's turn. The campus might look a little different this year. Our Samson Tamajani explains.
When McAlester middle and high school students get to class for the first time Tuesday, they want to bring good first impressions, maybe a good spare hair comb, but not this. Well, they'll still need a backpack, just not a standard colored or even mesh backpack.
We had multiple instances where we had to go room to room and search all backpacks, all items. This should make those instances a little simpler, although you hope you never have those.
Oklahoma Public Schools in Middale and Duncan have similar bans for the classroom, and Tulsa bans them at athletic events. But Dr. Robert Stieber announced earlier this year that McAlester would join that small list, banning all backpacks that aren't perfectly clear for grades 5 through 12. How much do you think that's costing parents? Have you gotten any feedback on that?
I don't think that we've had a lot of pushback on that because we announced it early, and we also have really, really strong partnerships that have basically supplied these backpacks.
I then asked Mo Kennedy of the National Association of School Resource Officers to weigh in on the new policy, and he urges caution.
Because, people are going to figure out different ways to try to get weapons in. Again, this is another tool in the toolbox, and my caution would be just make sure you're using the tool properly.
Superintendent Stieber enters his 5th year at McAlester, but this year there's also new state guidance, like the expanded elementary school recess law that doesn't count as instructional time, and a $2,000 teacher pay bump.
Fully certified, the returning emergency certified, and the new emergency certified, and wherever you fit based on your certification status will determine where you fall within those salary schedules.
As I previewed in February, McAlester Public Schools has failed to pass multiple bond elections to fund STEM programs and safe rooms.
Those projects are still sitting on my glass board in my office, and we are slowly working through trying to determine how they could be funded without a bond.
You'll find my full interview with the superintendent's outlook for the school year on our 2 News app and our KJRH YouTube page. In McAlester, Samson Tamajani, 2 News, Oklahoma.
Looking at the days ahead, tomorrow Broken Arrow and Manford head back. Thursday is the first day for Jinx, Union, Glenpool, Owasso, and Muskogee. Looking ahead, Tulsa heads back on the 19th. You can find our back-to-school coverage, including our interviews with superintendents, on our free 2 News app. Tulsa firefighters still monitoring a large fire at a landfill near Mohawk Boulevard and North Harvard. Because of several trees surrounding the area, it was difficult for responders to reach the fire with their equipment. Crews are still working to get that fire fully contained. One Sperry firefighter was taken to a local hospital due to heat illness. The Osage Nation declaring a state of emergency almost a week ago due to budget shortfalls. One major impact, a private school that teaches the nation's language, has been forced to close just days before the school year begins. 2 News Oklahoma's CJ Macklin with the latest on this story. Good morning, CJ.
Good morning, Christine. Thousands of kids are heading back to school this week, but students at DePosca Onkodapi won't be among them. The private school closed immediately, leaving families scrambling for alternatives. Parents say some students have attended this school since kindergarten and now face a sudden switch to public school. It's a major disruption for tribal families who value the school's Osage language and cultural education. Jessica Davis, a parent at the school, says more than 1,000 people signed an online petition in just 24 hours.
Currently, I believe that's what our parent group is seeking is, I think they've already have legal counsel, but they're working on drafting up those documents to go ahead and file to hopefully stop the actions that have been taken and to hopefully open our school back up.
Chief Joe Tillman says the emergency declaration aims to address an $11 million funding gap after federal pandemic money dried up. The school isn't the only affected property. The visitor center already closed, and the tribal farm will close on December 31st. We'll continue to follow the story. Reporting in the studio, CJ Macklin, 2 News Oklahoma.
Popping up everywhere, so it's not just a concern here. It's all over the United States. There are similar people, communities like us having this particular issue pop up.
Okmulgee residents are gathering here at the College of the Osage Nation for a meeting regarding data centers. Earlier this year, information regarding a proposed data center here on Okmulgee reached the public. I'm Isabel Flores with 2 News Oklahoma. I was able to catch up with some of these individuals to learn more about what they think this proposal could mean for the future.
And we thought, how can we make things where more transparent, but even in the future where we feel like we have a voice, because we've not felt like we've had that.
Okmulgee resident Tamara Day actually filed a petition for a moratorium that could extend up to 2 years. She started getting signatures right after the meeting and hopes to get 2,500 to pass it. However, I spoke with floodplain administrator Jeff Moore, who also works as the county's emergency manager. He tells me the moratorium wouldn't have any teeth in the city, and the only land development jurisdiction in the county is through the floodplain, since the center is proposed to be built near a floodplain. He says through a hydrology and hydrostatic study, the companies in charge of building the data center have to show it doesn't have adverse effects on the floodplain. The 3 requirements to show this include not increasing the floodplain by more than a foot, not flooding neighboring properties, and having a way to mitigate runoff and have an efficient drainage system. Still, residents tell me they're hopeful something comes from the moratorium. In Okmulgee, Isabel Flores, 2 News Oklahoma.
Bartlesville City Manager Mike Bailey resigning from his position. In his resignation letter, Bailey says he's pursuing other opportunities. Assistant City Manager Laura Sanders will serve as acting city manager while City Council determines the next steps to fill the position. Butterflies in the stomach, sleepless nights, racing thoughts. If your child is feeling overwhelmed about back to school, you're not alone. Experts say there are simple tricks to calm those nerves and build confidence. The secret? Start practicing before you need it.
Your first forecast, sponsored by A Best Roofing.
You're watching 2 News Oklahoma, part of the Scripps News Group.
Heading toward fall means going back to the classroom, and a new school year can be both exciting and stressful for some students. Mandy Gaither talks to a licensed therapist about how to help ease the anxiety of a new year.
A new school year with new supplies, new teachers, new classmates, and a lot of unknowns. If your student is feeling some anxiety, that's normal.
There's a sweet spot where we can feel some, but not be overwhelmed and consumed by it.
Licensed therapist Jody Baumstein with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta says starting something new can be stressful for any student, whether they're heading to school for the first time or going off to college. But parents can help ease their children into the new year.
One thing that's really helpful is practicing coping skills before the child needs it.
Baumstein says to teach children how to slow their body down, closing their eyes and counting to 10, planting their feet on the floor, and taking deep breaths can all help. She says to also focus on breathing by having a child put a hand on their stomach to feel it go up and down, or for a young child, have them lie on the floor with a stuffed animal on their abdomen, allowing them to watch it rise and fall with each breath.
We want them to have lots of different things in their toolkit, so if they do feel overwhelmed when they're at school, they know what to do because you've already practiced.
Baumstein says perhaps the best way to teach children these skills is to let them see how you deal with anxiety. When you have something stressful come up, talk to them about it.
Explain what you're feeling and what you're going to do with that feeling to prepare.
That's really interesting. Baumstein says if possible, students can also take a break when they're feeling overwhelmed. That could simply mean taking a sip of water or just a moment to themselves. She says it's also important for students to know that they can always ask for help. I remember having those first day of school jitters. I was nervous.
First grade was the worst for me.
For you, that was okay.
Kindergarten, I don't really remember. I remember first grade, I was terrified.
You know, I feel for so many parents who are trying to calm the nerves. I did not have a great middle school. That was a tough.
Really?
Yeah, that was a tough stretch for me.
I mean, I guess going to the different buildings for me was a little, but I was like, at that point, I was like locked in. I was like, I'm going to be a student.
Just know, kiddos, hopefully you're not awake right now, but parents, just know we've all been there before, and have some grace, some patience, because those nerves are so real, and we just want kids to have confidence going back into the classroom. We also know that confidence comes with what they wear, and wearing The new back-to-school outfits are so fun, but you got to dress for the weather, too.
Yes, it's going to be really hot this week, not just today, tomorrow, the days after. Even in the next week, we could see triple digits. We could see, right now, there's a possibility we could see 7 days in a row triple digits, which we have not seen in quite some time. Right now, heat indices up to 109 today, noon to 8 p.m. are when those heat advisories are in place for everywhere except just east of Tahlequah. So if you are going to be outside today, it's really important to practice heat safety. I can't stress that enough. Tulsa 102 later, Bartlesville 100, Pryor, Muskogee 100 as well. Tahlequah and Poto will be the two areas that will be just a little shy of that triple digit mark, but it's still going to be very hot if you are going to be outside. Heat safety is really important. Drink plenty of water, whether you're at school or you're prepping for school. It's going to be really important to stay hydrated and take breaks inside today. That's going to be really important as well. You want to make sure that you're in the AC away from the sun so you do not get a heat-related illness. Don't want to start the school year at home sick due to some heat-related issues. And also for school, you're going to wear some loose-fitting clothing, something that's going to allow you to cool down and sweat so that way you don't have any issues with this heat because it will continue to stick around for quite some time. Right now, most of green country in that yellow, that means we are in the dry category, not drought necessarily, but out as we go west, that moderate drought starts creeping into Osage County, Bristow, Okmulgee, and then severe drought for Stillwater as well. So that drought is slowly creeping towards us and not a lot of rain in the next 7 days. So that drought could expand even further east and get further and further into green country. Future track, we will start to see some clouds develop around those afternoon hours. So that'll help shield a little bit of sunlight, but still going to warm up quite considerably today. Those clouds will be pretty patchy in nature and they'll stick around throughout the afternoon, but plenty of sunlight and sunshine if you are going to be outside today. So it's going to be really important to practice that heat safety. Evening planner 7 and 8 p.m. 99 and 97. So it's going to be those upper 90s by 10 o'clock, still in those low 90s. So it's going to be really important to practice that heat safety so that you are safe throughout today. Heat indices 109, 110 for Wednesday and Thursday. By Saturday, 110 as well, 109 by Sunday, with our hottest day looking like Monday or Sunday. We could see our highest temperatures yet, but it's going to be a lot of triple digits over the next few days, even going into next week. Heat indices close to 108, even 109 in a couple areas today, 102. Wednesday, 103. Thursday, 103. And as we expand it out, getting into the weekend, still lows in those lower 80s with plenty of sunshine. Temperatures still in those triple digits. Bless you.
News Oklahoma Traffic is sponsored by Western Sun Federal Credit Union.
For Tulsa drivers, US 75 ramp to US 60 in Bartlesville is closed for today. Tulsa drivers also, if you are using US 75, narrows to one lane in both directions at 81st Street through the rest of the year and into next year.
All right, forget everything you know about summers and how hot they can be. July 2026 breaks every heat record in the books. We're talking 132 years of record keeping, and last month topped them all at 76.9 degrees nationwide. Wyoming had its hottest month ever, while 13 states saw their top 5 warmest Julys. July 12th alone, cities across the West hit triple digits as thermometers exploded.
As we look at the national, we still have those fires out west. So as we look at the smoke model here, smoke just on the edge of Kansas. It'll start moving closer to us here in green country throughout the day. And we could see maybe some air quality diminish going into tomorrow if that smoke moves a little bit more southeast. But as a whole, those temperatures are going to continue to build across green country and across the southeast. Heat advisories across southeast into Arkansas, Missouri, Mississippi, even going into Tennessee here in green country, almost the entire state is in a heat advisory going through the rest of today. And some rain through Chicago that could cause some localized flooding concerns up there. Temperatures right now, Tulsa at 83, Houston 75. But if we look at the bigger picture, heat will build in for the southeast. And you can see Tulsa is in that lighter red, which is where we're going to see more above average temperature. So it is going to be warm for the next week.
Now, 2 News Oklahoma Sports.
And welcome into sports, everybody. Temporary restraining order. Thanks to the NCAA's ineptitude, those words have become common in the world of college athletics in recent years. But Monday, courtesy a team from right here in Tulsa, the TRO has come to Little League Baseball. What a mess down in Waco. Tulsa National set to play in Tuesday night's Southwest Regional Championship game, winner advancing to the Little League World Series in Williamsport. But a protest filed by 3 other teams competing in the tourney, resulting in Tulsa being disqualified for using an ineligible player. Late Monday afternoon, however, the courts intervened. Judge Ryan Luna, 414th District Court in Texas, granting a temporary restraining order. Judge Luna ordering the championship game be played with Tulsa involved. We've been told the player in question is not with the team, has not played in Waco, but did participate in the Oklahoma State tournament. Now, it was less than a month ago Tulsa Little League softball also disqualified just before the regional championship in Waco. Ineligible players, the issue there too. We will be following this story right up to Tuesday night. College football preseason practice rolls along in Norman, Stillwater, and at 11th and Harvard. For OSU Cowboys fans, no doubt thankful that Drew Mestamaker never learned to take no for an answer. The kid who never even started for his high school team down in Austin, leading the nation in passing last season at North Texas, the potential first-round pick, growing in confidence all the time.
He had been told no here, the last four or 5 years of his life, and he had been beaten out by people. So I think there was more frustration, but then too, getting the opportunity at that level, like he was just so happy to be in the conversation and be in the room and thankful at that point. That was probably the first time you're like, okay, like this kid's got some fight in it.
It was definitely like, felt like punching the gut after punching the gut. Like, dang, like, am I ever gonna get my opportunity? But I just knew like one day it would come around, and I knew I couldn't let that opportunity slip. And I knew I just had to make the most of it once it came around.
We're going to go down to Norman. Rave reviews for the Sooners defense so far, as you might imagine, but in his second season as QB1, John Mateer sees an offense that might just be improved at every position, including his own.
I feel great. I think year after year you get smarter, you get stronger and faster and quicker, and you just anticipate more. I've tried to watch a lot of film, so you just know the game better. Know the looks you're getting, know our answers. So I'm in a good spot.
It's the USA leading into the straight from Great Britain.
Finally, Tulsa native Kyler Brown picking up a gold medal at the World Athletics U20 Championships in Oregon over the weekend. Brown, who runs track at Ohio State, part of Team USA's 4x100 relay squad, which set a U20 world record with a time of 38:16. Brown, a former state champion sprinter at Booker T. Washington. With the Olympics coming in 2028, my man is going to get a look.
You're new on this team. What was it like adjusting to them?
Hey, it's honestly been great. It wasn't too hard to get used to at all. Everybody has good energy. We all work together pretty nicely. I'm just thankful to God that I had this opportunity to be here to come out and break a world record.
And that's going to do it for sports this morning. Hope you have a great day.
Heat alerts across green country until 8 p.m. How long are these going to stick around? And how long is this heat going to be in the forecast?
A marriage ends in the worst possible way. Now one person is facing the ultimate punishment. The charges are serious. What authorities say happened? A city on the verge of major change. Bixby is being asked to make a decision potentially shaping the community for decades. Money is on the line and time is running out to have your say.
Parents fight to reopen a tribal school after emergency closure leaves kids without classes just days before school begins.
You're watching 2 News Oklahoma.
Good morning. Thank you so much for waking up with 2 News Oklahoma. I'm Christine Stanwood. Happy Tuesday. Happy back to school week. We are getting back into what is like the fall rhythm. But unfortunately, Matthew, does not feel like fall. One bit. Still feels hot, hot, hot.
No, it feels like the face of the sun, the way it's been, triple digits, like heat indices close to 110 every single day. I mean, when will this cycle end? I'm wondering just as much as you guys are, because I would like some cooler temperatures. Heat indices up to 108 today. Heat advisories for everywhere except just a little portion east of Tahlequah near Arkansas from noon until 8 p.m. today. It will be a major concern with the heat, so make sure to take heat safety seriously. Tulsa 83 right now. Okmulgee, Eufaula 78, 79. So a couple of us have cooled off a little bit the past little bit here, but still in those upper 70s to low 80s. And we will rebound pretty fast, so we're not going to stay relatively cool for long. Highs today, Tulsa 102, Bartlesville 101, Grove 100, Tahlequah 98, McAlester 100. So if you're heading out the door for McAlester, that's that first day of school, it is going to be in the triple digits today, so plan accordingly. That shorts and t-shirt are going to be needed. For the dog walking forecast, it will be a little bit cooler this morning, 81 to 82, so that's going to be the best time to get the dog out if you're trying to take it on a walk. But by 9, 10 a.m., we start heating up. We're going to be in those mid to upper 80s, so that is it's going to be something to continue watching. Heat safety, make sure to pack the water bottle for the kids today, or if they head out the door later this week, that's going to be really important. Wear those loose-fitting clothings, and then on top of it, you're really going to want to be inside for your breaks today. The shade is not going to be enough with this heat. You want to be, it's really important to be inside in the AC away from the sun so you don't have any heat-related illnesses. Do not want to compound issues with a heat-related illness. Morning forecast, once again, 8 a.m. We're going to be in those lower 80s by 9 and 10. We get to those mid to upper 80s and eventually into the 90s and triple digits. I'll be tracking how hot it's going to be today and how hot it will be for the rest of the week.
Matthew, thank you. A crisis is unfolding for Osage Nation families just as kids prepare to return to school. The tribe's financial emergency has shuttered a beloved private school that preserves their native language. 2 News Oklahoma, CJ Macklin explains how families are fighting back. Good morning, CJ.
Good morning, Christine. This should be a time of excitement for back-to-school preparations, but instead, parents of DePolska-Onkadabi students are dealing with uncertainty and frustration. The school's sudden closure has left families who chose this education specifically for its Osage language and cultural programs now searching for last-minute alternatives. Many of these children have never attended traditional public schools. Some have been there since they were 5 years old. Parent Jessica Davis tells us the community isn't giving up without a fight.
We're all stuck. I know half of the school members, they do not want their children to go to public school because half of those members have transferred their students from public to private school because of the enrichment that it gives for our community members, especially our Native American community members.
The Osage Nation says they had no choice. An $11 million budget hole forced these cuts. Besides the school, they've also closed the visitor center and will shut down the tribal farm by December. The question now is whether legal action can save the school before it's too late. Reporting in the studio, CJ Macklin, 2 News Oklahoma.
CJ, thank you. The woman at the center of the heinous sirloin stockade murders from the 70s is now being is asking to be granted parole. 2 News anchor Aaron Christie listening to the hearing Monday morning as victims' families pleaded for a denial.
In 1978, Roger Dale Stafford, his wife Berna, and brother Harold murdered 6 Sirloin Stockade employees. They were also responsible for killing a family of 3 trying to help them with staged car trouble. Roger was executed in 1995. Harold died in a Tulsa motorcycle accident before any arrest. And Verna received 2 life sentences, avoiding the death penalty in exchange for testifying against her husband. In June, Verna passed the first stage of parole on her first life sentence to the shock of state prosecutors.
Given her willing and knowing participation in what is possibly the worst and most brutal crime spree in Oklahoma history.
Multiple victims' family members showed up for this second stage hearing to ask the board to deny parole. Angelita Ridenour was 13 and supposed to go to work with her dad, the store manager.
If Verna claims to have turned over a new leaf and is serious about her faith, what better way to serve the remainder of her life than to continue with prison ministry?
Elizabeth Payne traveled from Virginia to speak on behalf of Tony, too, murdered at 17 years old.
Because to us, Tony was priceless. And the devastation did not end when these murders did. It traveled through generations.
The board reiterated this parole would not release her, rather move her to a second life sentence and not be allowed another hearing for 15 years. Currently, she can apply every 3 years.
The only rationale sometimes for the board moving a person to their next consecutive life sentence is to spare the victims of all the emotional trauma.
Families argue it sends the wrong message, and no matter what, Verna Stafford should serve the sentence handed down.
The board is reconvening at 9 this morning to make their decision. Ms. Stafford or one of her representatives is also expected to speak. A Stillwater man is charged with first-degree murder of his wife. The DA says police found Kayleen Jo Rector dead in her car Sunday. Investigators say she's been slashed with a pocket knife. The DA says he does intend to ask for the death penalty against Kyle Rector. Well, there's a lot of change happening right now in Bixby, from development to an upcoming bond vote to open police officer positions. 2 News Oklahoma's TJ Eckert talked with the city and people in town about it all.
This city's going to grow whether we like it or not, and we have to have the infrastructure to be able to support that.
Bixby Police Chief Todd Blish, also the acting city manager, wearing multiple hats during a busy time. For the city, a major bond vote coming up on August 25th, something we've covered for months. Tuesday, the final public bond meeting, a chance for people in town to ask questions.
There's just an incredible amount of growth happening in Bixby, which is exciting to be a part of.
People like Hank Grant, a Bixby pastor who's seen all the development plans at places like Spartan Creek, among others. With that growth comes a need for infrastructure, something people in town worry about.
Seeing some road improvements where it's necessary, seeing a little more access to the city would be great.
Blish tells me development and infrastructure should go hand in hand.
If we can continue to improve the roads, and that just lends to it. You have to have shoppers to support business, and those two things have to grow at an equitable rate in order to be successful. You can't have one without the other.
Also on Blish's plate, hiring more police officers. The department hiring a total of 4 officers, 2 vacant positions, and 2 moving to school resource officer roles.
Just in the nearly 5 years that I've been here, I've seen population increase by 3,000 to 4,000. And it's obvious when you see traffic and then you look at our calls for service, it just continually goes up.
Chief Blish tells me right now full staff for the police department's around 45 officers, but as the city continues to grow, he would like to see that number approach 50 or even more. All in an effort to support a rapidly growing town with no signs of slowing down.
It's really exciting, it's great, but I hope our infrastructure can keep up with those things.
In Bixby, I'm TJ Eckert, 2 News Oklahoma.
The last public bond meeting happens tonight at 6:30 at New Beginnings Church. We have more information on that bond and the open police officer positions with this story in the 2 News app. Bixby, Jinx, and Glenpool residents, be sure to reach out to your community reporter with any story ideas you have. His email is tj.eckert@kjrh.com. President Donald Trump signs an executive order reshaping the federal government's approach toward childhood vaccines. The wide-ranging order proposes reducing the total number of immunizations recommended for children in their earliest years, and dividing the nation's childhood vaccine schedule into 3 categories.
Effective immediately, my administration is recognizing gold standard childhood vaccine recommendations for only 11 core vaccinations against the most serious and dangerous diseases, along with the MMR, which hopefully will be split up.
There is little scientific evidence supporting those sweeping changes. Following the cases, Alex Murdaugh wants his murder charges thrown out. His legal team filing papers Monday claiming a key witness lied and made up evidence. The disgraced lawyer is set for a new trial in April after the state Supreme Court tosses his original conviction. A judge ruled he can appear unshackled and in regular clothes when cameras are rolling. He's due in court Friday for a status hearing. Happening today, Luigi Mangione goes before a judge in New York State Court. Mangione is accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in December of 2024. During today's pretrial hearing, the judge will consider the defense's request to have the state trial broadcast live when it begins September 8th. He also faces federal charges. Heavy machinery is rolling into Big Bend National Park as federal contractors start clearing land for a massive border security project. They're regrading roads right now to prep for surveys. The plan, 200 miles of patrol roads, detection technology, and 17 miles of vehicle barriers. The $1.7 billion project is facing intense pushback over its price tag and impact on protected lands. Staying in Big Bend, where there's also sad news from the animal world. Jackie, the California bald eagle, capturing millions of hearts through Nest cameras, has passed away. The Big Bear Valley favorite spent 3 weeks at the Osage Raptor Center fighting an unknown illness after being attacked by another eagle last month. Millions watching each year as Jackie and her partner, Shadow, welcomed eaglets. Well, you call for help. Nobody answers. You wait and wait and wait. Sound familiar? Well, coming up, one local man gave up and drove 15 miles instead. But there are ways to win the customer service game without losing your mind.
Your first forecast, sponsored by A Best Roofing.
You're watching 2 News Oklahoma, part of the Scripps News Group.
Welcome back. You have questions about a utility bill. You need to report an insurance claim. Maybe you bought something you don't know how to return. Stuff happens every day requiring a call to customer service, but it can be challenging. So 2 News Oklahoma's Kathy Tatum listens to how to get ready for that call so you get the help you need.
Teaching Princess Pringles to walk on a leash takes patience, something Brendan Cady says he also needs when calling customer service.
Eventually, hopefully someone answers, but I've had companies not answer and, kind of just try to pass the buck on to, the next office or the next person, and that's always frustrating.
For John Howland,
just recently with a local hospital, I tried to get through and gave up and just got in the car and drove 15 miles to get something.
that doesn't seem like it's the best use of your time or your patience.
Certainly not my patience.
Okay. Calling customer service can be exasperating, exhausting. It's difficult to get through to the person that can really give you some help. But AARP's Stephen Perrine tells me with a little planning, you can make it a lot easier on yourself.
So use AI to create a script for yourself. You can type in exactly what the charges are, why you're being charged, why you think you shouldn't be charged.